Hiya, Scott. ROCKFILE back with another podcast review for you. Going to talk about the 2023 animated film, Mars Express. Got to be honest, I passed over this movie for like the last year thinking it was anime. Not that I don't like anime. I have quite a bit of anime. I kind of thought it was a remake of an old anime I watched, and it's not. Mars Express is a French film, hand-drawn animation in a time when we're doing, well, pretty much all digital stuff. It is a really good science fiction movie. I am not the only one. It's sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. 100% for an animated movie. You've got some pretty big actors like Leah Drucker as the voices. It is a French film. I watched it in French. There is an American... Actually... Yeah, I watched it in French with the subtitles, but there is an English dub. Had to think about it for a second. The movie is fantastic. Looks fantastic. You know when you're watching a great science fiction movie, it does something small that lets you know we're living in a different time. You know, science fiction movies can hit you over the head with vast computer-generated landscapes and things like that, but it's the little things that happen. Like the video phone in 2001. When he gets to the space station, he calls home on a video phone. In 1968, that blew people's minds, right? So in this movie, there's a little thing. The investigators go to a hotel room where they're going to talk to it's a robot. We'll talk about that in a second. And the robot is going to offer them drinks and goes to the little refrigerator in the hotel room, tries to open it when a red light flashes and says, AA lock. And she goes, yeah, I'm not drinking these days. I can't. And so you infer from that she has some kind of technology in her body that let the appliance know that she was in the room and couldn't have alcohol, had chosen not to have alcohol. It wasn't, but it was also, it turns out to be court ordered as well, but she could turn it off at any time. She was supposed to, I guess they allow you to break the law if you want to. This takes place in a future where the typical... We're moving out to the stars, not sure how that's going to happen. We're using robots to do a lot of things these days, and how robots are treated as part of the film, and there's an investigation into a crime. Our main character and her partner are sent to Earth to recover a hacker, basically. Her partner died 5 years ago, but in this future, you can download yourself into an android body. So he's still around, and he doesn't have a head. It's It's like a 3D hologram. So it can emote, it can talk, he can turn it into other things. When he's thinking, it turns into a mask. When he's getting an update, it just says update and there's no head there. It's kind of interesting. But another one of those things to let you know you're watching a pretty cool science fiction movie because they thought about some things, right? Science fiction is taking human stories and putting it in a wrapper of things that are feasible, possible, science fiction. This plays into that a lot. The technology of the robots, the little technology of the refrigerator not opening, all sorts of little things like that play out in the movie, and it adds depth, layer, and a realism to this animated world. So as they get involved in this story, you could see kind of where we have an android replicant with a human investigating a hacker into computer stuff, and this gets into a robot revolution because, well, it's that whole second, are they real? Do they have souls? It gets into all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't do it in a heavy-handed way. Like, this is kind of an action movie, a thriller. It moves quickly. It's not very long. It's incredibly well animated. Like, every scene is just incredibly beautiful. I was engaged by the story. I quickly forgot it was animated. Every once in a while, I'd be just like, wow, that just looks great. All hand-drawn. This is artwork. I mean, this is from the architecture to the little scientific elements to the people, the fluid movements of the people in the ships. This is really a work of art, and I'm sorry it took me this long to see it. I mean, it only came out a couple years ago. Actually came out on my birthday at Cannes in 2023 in May. Long story short, if you can watch an animated movie for adults, and it's not super R-rated, but it does have some things that are, well, beyond the PG-13 rating, I would say. It's very adult in its nature. I don't know that kids would even appreciate this. It's definitely not for kids. It's definitely not funny. It's definitely not a cartoon. This is an animated film for adults from France. It is really fantastic. If you like sci-fi, if you like things like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, you're going to be right at home with this kind of film. I really enjoyed it. The extras are really good too. They talk about why they made this film, their ideas behind it. I don't know if they're going to make any more. I think it's kind of a self-contained story. I'd like to see more in the world, but for these characters, it kind of came to a point where, yeah, that's a logical end. So, and it actually is much more epic in scope in the end than it kind of lets on. You kind of have to think about it a minute for everything that's happened and what that means for everything that happened in the film. When you roll the thing back, it's like, wow, this was actually quite the epic that starts very small. I like those kind of movies. I've watched a lot of them lately. So Mars Express, French animated film. It's not anime. It's not computer generated. It's actually a work of art. It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm just adding to that list. It was a great watch and a great film to have in my collection. Check out Mars Express if you can. I'm Scott. I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts around the way. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to one, and have a spectacular rest of your day.